We're going to replace our rear upper shock mount riveted to the inside of the rear portion of our frame. Use our 18mm socket and ratchet. Let's go ahead and loosen this here, and if the bolt is spinning, use our 18mm wrench on this side here. Go ahead and remove the nut and the washer, and go ahead and pop that bolt out. I'm just going to grab a pry bar and get underneath our shock here and pop that out. On our upper shock mount bolt, we're going to use a 17mm socket. Go ahead and loosen and remove the nut here. Once that's off, we're going to go ahead and use our pry bar and gently work our shock off of the shock mount. You want to locate our 3 rivets on the outside of the frame through the wheel well area. I'm going to go ahead and use a wire brush just to kind of clean this up. Once we have that clear, I'm going to go ahead and use a punch. I'm going to get a general center point on this here. I'm going to dimple all 3 of these. With those dimpled, I'm going to go ahead and start drilling these out here. Now we're going to continue drilling this out, and what our purpose is here is to try and drill off the rivet head so that the bracket itself pops off on the other side. So we have the head of the rivet off here. Let's go ahead and repeat this process for the other 2. Now that we have the head of the rivets drilled out, I'm just going to grab a punch. And reach up on the other side and pop our bracket off like so. I want to go ahead and install our bracket here. Now this is going to go on the inside. So we're going to reach this up on the other side here. Go ahead and put our bolt into the top here. And then I'm going to go ahead and install one of our nuts on the back side. And thread that on by hand. Once we get that caught a few threads, we're going to go ahead and repeat for the other 2. I'm going to go ahead and lift up our bracket. Bolt through. Now that we have all 3 on, let's go ahead and snug those down. We're going to use our 15mm socket to go ahead and tighten these nuts down. And once these are bottomed out and they're pretty snug, just going to go back through one more time to all all three. Make sure these are pretty tight. Just going to install our shock. Get our washer on. Get our nut installed here. Now we don't want to tighten this down yet. We want to have some flexibility here. Go and compress our shock and pop our band off. Let's go ahead and work our shock up. Now our hole isn't quite lining up here with the bolt. We have to go ahead and raise our axle, so we're just going to put our jack underneath the rear axle here and raise up just a little bit, enough to get our bolt in. Going to raise this up just a little bit. Go ahead and get our bolt in, install our washer, and get our nut on. Let's go ahead and tighten this down. Once we have that snug, we can go ahead and remove our jack. Just tighten down our lower nut and bolt to 45 foot-pounds. Tighten our upper shock nut to 45 foot-pounds.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.